The next game in Capcom's remake series is undergoing some changes from the original. So, check this out. Despite not actually being confirmed yet, a remake of Resident Evil 4, considered by some to be one of the best video games of all time. I'm talking about, this is the talk of the town. Everybody's talking about the new Resident Evil, even though it has not been officially confirmed by Capcom. Now, check this out. Rumors has been traveling the circuit for quite some time. The story goes that Capcom, embodied by the promising milestones of Resident Evil 2 Remake, during its development started working on a matching remake of Resident Evil 4. As the project began its announcement, which would be over 15 years old by the time of its release, the rumor is true according to our sources, meaning we have new sources. When I say we, I'm talking about you and me, because I share this information with you guys and you know how it be. Ooh, just dropped the bar on you. But anyway, yeah, I ended up getting a new source that got some information for me. So we're gonna test it out, see how it works here, because I'm looking to get into other video games, and that's basically what this is. So let me get back to the story I was telling you. The game is in development and is set to be revealed this year. Now, if all goes to plan according to plan, this will be, again, as we mentioned, the talk of the town. Now, the title was originally being developed by M2, and for those of you that don't know, M2 is a studio of former Capcom and mostly ex-Platinum game developers that were also working on Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, Capcom had apparently hoped by greenlighting the project that they could entice Shinji Mikami, the original director of the game, now at Tango Gameworks, to work on the title alongside, one of his old friends, Tusa Minami. This was actually part of the reasoning behind the name M2 itself. Mikami was reportedly intrigued by the offer, but felt Tango would fall apart without him, and eventually declined. After some mixed response to Resident Evil 3 Remake, Capcom shifted the project internally and put Resident Evil 2 Remake's project leads on it. M2 shifted to a support studio for the title, though their original work is still yet to be used. Now, from that foundation, what I'm saying is Capcom is no longer looking for a strict scene-by-scene remake of Resident Evil 4, looted though it may be. While the original title began with rookie cop turned Secret Service agent, we talking about my boy Leon Kennedy, arriving in a European village in daytime and slowly gunning his way all the way through the bad guys over the course of 24 hours, the remake adjusts that timeline in Resident Evil 4 Remake. The famous village introduction set piece takes place at night, as done a decent portion of the rest of the game, as does the rest of the game, basically is what I'm saying. So I'm just saying this, y'all. Listen, the reason for this time change is arbitrary. Capcom wants to adjust the tone of the remake into something spookier. They trying to make it more scary, trying to make it a little different, give it that element that's gonna make it feel like a new game with an old taste on it. That's basically what they trying to do, taking direct inspiration from discarded Resident Evil 4 demos. That footage, which was used in early GameCube preview reels, featured Leon wandering a lonely castle, getting possessed by black smoke and fighting off living dolls, as well as other ghostly manifestations. Some of this stuff made its way into the original game in other ways. Most of it, however, as you know, was left on the cutting room floor, and direct comparisons are being made during development of the remake. So some changes to the story, such as giving side characters bigger roles and more screen time, are as planned. Now, Capcom plans to flesh out other aspects of the game as well. One focus is Assignment Ada, which was short campaign starring Leon's rival, sometimes lover, and spy extraordinaire Ada Wong. The GameCube version of this mini campaign did not feature much in the way of that story, y'all, but allowed players to go through the game areas as Ada Wong collecting Plagueis samples from arch villain Albert Wesker. If you don't know who Wesker is, are you even a real gamer? That dude's just so freaking annoying, man. It's largely being considered a non-canon bonus that does not make a lot of sense with the game's timeline for the PS2 and all subsequent versions, except for, you know, the VR version. We don't really care about the VR version. But anyway, back to what I was telling you. A campaign titled Separate Ways was added. This had far more plot and showed what Ada had actually been doing throughout the game. While it was fine, it lacked a lot of punchy and polish the main game had. Now for Resident Evil 4 Remake, M2 specifically is looking to expand on assignment Ada Wong and Separate Ways by combining each into one package, a more fluid and polished companion piece. Not every source we talked to could confirm whether this was in the main game or planned as DLC, but most said it was looking to be a fairly meaty expansion to the source material. Now, earlier leaks that purported to show Wesker's redesign for Resident Evil 4 Remake were not accurate. I just want to point that out. Those were not accurate. Those were from another, now seemingly canceled Resident Evil project. That project has been canceled according to my source. So I want to debunk that. That Wesker thing you got has been canceled. Now Capcom is hoping to announce Resident Evil 4 Remake in early 2022. So be on the lookout for this new Resident Evil. Though the company is undergoing a historic stretch of silence over the last year, with many planned announcements seemingly delays from development and marketing reasons, this time frame could be pushed back, especially as the company has seen fair success with shorter announcement to release cycles with the Resident Evil series as of late. As always, game development is fluid, so nothing should be considered locked in or guaranteed until the game's release. So I just wanted you to know what's going on with this whole Resident Evil thing. So I want to pass this question off to you guys in the comment section below. Will you be picking up the Resident Evil 4 Remake, and do you enjoy the fact that they're going to make it a lot spookier? Sound off in the comment sections.